I don't need a microphone, but thanks for coming. I think we got about 25% of the field, so that's not too bad. You guys can help me relay some of these messages, but it's the first time we've kind of done something like this. I just wanted to go over the format for new people and kind of remind you after the long winter of our new format and some new things we have going. But the end of Wednesday Night League, or Wednesday Night League in general, tends to be like the premier night at the club, so thank you for the support. You know, having 100 guys out here every Wednesday night does a lot for this place. So I recognize that, my staff does, and I think club-wide, everybody appreciates the support. But every year the playoffs happen, and next thing you know, we're crowning a champion, and then it snows, and you guys never really remember who wins. So those are our champions from the last few years. And nobody, cheaters, yeah, Weigel and Dakin, our most recent cheaters. But yeah, so it happens fast. But just to go over the format again, for our Wednesday night league, there's 3 points available in each 9-hole match. The A players are playing for a point. The B players are playing for a point, and then the teams are playing a 1-2 best ball for a point. I always joke that if you don't know what's going on, just play golf, write down what you shoot, and we'll tell you how many points you win at the end. All the matches are played off the low ball and the foursome, and there's no half strokes given. There's an optional gross and net skins game out in front of the golf shop each week, as you remember, and then closest to the pins. I think everybody, for the most part, in this room, we have a few new teams, but it should be pretty self-explanatory on your scorecard. We try to make it as easy as possible on you on the scorecard. Some important rules that everybody's always surprised when we remind you when you need a sub. Substitute, the only substitute you're allowed to have, they must have a 5-shot differential in their 9-hole handicap. So when you guys call the shop and say, hey, I need a sub, we try to find somebody within that 5-shot differential. And if we can't, because sometimes it's hard when 33.3% of the golfing membership plays in Wednesday Night League, it's sometimes hard to find subs. We just adjust that person down, or they play with less strokes than what they should get. So make a point to come to Wednesday Night League and play in your matches. If both players do not show up for a match, the team that is not present, they'll get 0 points. But the team that they're playing, they just don't get an automatic 3-0 sweep. All right, that's always been the case. If somebody can't make it and we can't find them subs, sometimes that's out of our control. So I don't think it's necessarily fair that the team that's present just gets a 3-0 just for showing up. They're guaranteed a 1.5 points, a half in each match, and then we blind draw cards for those other points, so they could, you know, win a half a point here. So it might be 2-1 or 2-0. So long story short, if you don't show up, you're going to get 0 points. But just because you showed up doesn't mean you're guaranteed 3. That's just and the same's going to go if, you know, you show up and your partner doesn't, and we cannot find somebody for that substitute. Their opponent will get a half a stroke, and then we'll blind draw for the other. Again, if you have no idea what's going on, that's fine. Just go with the flow, and we'll make sure it's fair. A reminder from the last few years: if your team has a substitute for more than 6 league matches, your team will be disqualified for the playoffs. So technically speaking, for Wednesday Night League matches, there's 24 appearances. Your partner gets 12, you get 12. So the team combined, you can miss 6 and still be eligible. So you can miss 25% of the league and still be eligible for the playoffs. I think last year we only had 2 teams that we had to disqualify. And then our new rule this year, there will be no substitutes in the playoffs or in doubles golf nights, no exceptions. Okay, if LeBron James gets hurt tonight in his game, he can't call Steph Curry to sub in for him. All right, so unfortunately, I think that's the way it needs to be. No subs in the playoffs. If somebody gets hurt or somebody gets sick, I don't think making a medical exemption is necessarily right after 12 weeks or 15 weeks of good play. I forgot to mention, Colin Kelly is our league commissioner. He does He works his tail off every Wednesday. He opens a golf shop at 7 in the morning, and he's working on Wednesday Night League from 7 a.m. until you tee off at 5:20. Looking for subs. So try to show up. He spends all day looking for subs. So yeah, I think, on average for Wednesday Night League, we need between 15 and 22 subs every single week. There's 96 guys in the league every week between 15 and 22. So thank you for playing in league, but show up.
Or tell me.
or just tell us. And I will just remind you, if you can't make it and you have a buddy that's willing to sub for you, we need to know that information. It doesn't help us when somebody comes walking down the alley and like, hey, I'm subbing for so-and-so. Like, we have scorecards to make. We have to be ready for that.
He shows how he walks again.
Yeah. Well, it's like you. But yeah, so nothing new in Wednesday Night League. I'm sure you've read the 17 emails that I've sent leading up to this meeting. So all this information is in there, that booklet is. But the newest addition to Wednesday Night League is this program called Doubles Golf. And the easiest way I can explain this is Doubles Golf is a two-person scramble with your partner. All right, we are going to have these designated nights about every 3 weeks in the middle of the Wednesday Night League season that you and your partner are going to go out and play a two-person scramble. Why are we doing this? We want to give you guys the opportunity to qualify for the state championship and then possibly the national championship in Jupiter, Florida. Also, I think this will kind of help break up the monotony of like match play, 12 straight weeks. And I also think it'll give you an opportunity if you don't want to come. You don't have to for a doubles golf night, although we'll heavily encourage you to show up. And then also, if we have a rain date, if we have a rain out, we can just kind of move it back into the doubles golf week. But talking more about doubles golf, how do I qualify for the state championship? Springfield Country Club's A1 flight champions and the B1 flight champions will qualify. So I think we handed out our qualifications. So how do we get flighted? Doubles Golf has a database that they work off of to flight everybody. So they took everybody in our Wednesday Night League, they took the A player and compared that A player to their database, and they flighted you A1 through C3. And then they looked at, hey, is this B player going to help him out or not? And that's kind of how they developed that sheet that I handed out. Generally speaking, okay, this is very general, based on a national database. They have thousands of golfers in this doubles golf program. The A1s, which we don't have any right now, but you can move up. We don't have any A1s, but A1s typically shoot 32 and below. A2s shoot typically 33 to 34. A3s 34 to 35, and B1s 36 to 37. So yes, the A1s are going to qualify for the national championship and the B1s. So technically, yes, there's going to be some golfers that are better than the B1s that don't qualify. So it's like a bracketed system. Again, this program's kind of new, but I was like, man, I don't necessarily want to pass on an opportunity for you guys to get to play Muirfield Village down the road. There's 3 levels to this. The A1 and B1s at the Springfield Country Club, the champions will get to go to Miami Valley at the end of July. And then at the end of July at Miami Valley, you can qualify for Muirfield Village, and then Muirfield Village on to the national championship. So I'm sure there are some of you in this room that are like, well, I'm a C1, 2, 3. I don't have a chance. I don't have a chance to win this tournament. What's in it for me? So that's where we're going to kind of sweeten the pot. Our C1s, which is obviously the best C1 golfing team, myself and Colin or Clay or Nick, we're going to take you guys to Moraine for lunch and a round of golf. So the best C1, you guys are still playing for something. We're going to take you guys out for a good time.
Keep in mind, those ratings are conditional.
Yeah, so
temporary. It's based on gin. Go play golf, and we'll get it.
Yeah. So if you've been reading my emails, the way we're going to develop this final rating to develop who wins, you're going to play 4 doubles golf nights, and we're going to use your 2 best. So on July 2nd, that's our last doubles golf night. Hopefully you've played at least 2. You have to have played 2 to be eligible. We're going to have this new rating system, and we're going to say, hey, you're our A1 champion, you're our B1 champion, congratulations, you're going to Miami Valley at the end of the month to compete for the regional championship.
So if you miss tonight, you're still in.
If you miss tonight, you're still in. If you miss the next one, you're still in. You just have to play in 2 of the 4. Okay?
I can understand.
Yeah, it's all right. Questions are
You
good.
got the first page of A2s and A3s.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to me like these guys, any of these guys, are a good chance to qualify.
Go shoot a 32.
Well, so yeah, right.
That's what the A1 guy is.
Yeah, so
Which we don't have.
or you fall down to a B1 and you happen to be the best B1. So the way Colin explained it was like in junior high basketball, you go to these basketball tournaments where you have like the teams that are really good in like the gold star bracket, and then you have this other bracket down here. So like you're winning a bracket against players that are similar ability to you. That's what the A1s and B1s are. And so with all that being said, we want to keep everybody like interested in what's going on in this, right? Like you might say, oh, I don't have a chance to qualify. Why? I'm wasting my time. We're going to have a payout each doubles golf night, so you're still playing for some money. You're playing for low gross and low net in your flight.
And Jake, you said this is a scramble.
This is a 2-person scramble. This is a 2-person scramble.
So what you're saying is that the potential is that the A2 guys could actually end up being A1 guys.
They could, and
based
if they
on-
play good,
If they play well.
and then
600 tonight.
yeah, or your A3 guys aren't necessarily, and they don't finish the year as an A3. They shoot a couple 36s and 37s, and they end up being B1s. Okay, so this program, what I want everybody to understand for this program is, like I said, I did not want to pass up the opportunity for you guys to have the chance to go play Miami Valley, Muirfield Village, the Bears Club. So we're learning too. The program's still in the infancy stage. So they're trying to entice clubs like us to bring this on and then, promote their program moving forward. The people that developed this program, Doubles Golf, also invented PGA Junior League, which is really popular. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the Little League baseball for kids. It's on ESPN and stuff. But they developed this program or that program and sold it to the PGA of America. So these guys are really smart, and they have a beautiful program ahead. So with all that being said, what I would just encourage everyone to do is go out, try to show up for the doubles golf nights. Go out and play hard. We have a low gross, low net in each flight for $50, and proximities and skins. So there's going to be something to play for, and it's a super fun format. If you've never played a 2-person scramble, you're going to have a good time. And if you don't have a good time, it's probably because you picked a bad partner. All right?
Or you got 2 bad parts.
or you got 2 bad guys. Yeah. yeah. Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it. Any questions, come to me.
Yeah. Any more questions, Dave?
Is it handicapped?
No, it's not handicapped. That's what the ratings are for, the A1 through C3. That's kind of like your handicap. So you're going to go play. You're going to go play tonight, and then we're going to submit the results, and it's going to re-rate you, which will kind of be your handicap, putting you into a division where, based on what you shot, you'll fall. I think it'll make more sense after you play a couple weeks. So, yeah. So for the club payout, we are going to use the USGA's 35% of the A, 15% of the B for the low net.
And
Yeah.
your scorecards out there to say that.
Yeah.
But for doubles golf,